not teaching. Listening to this teaching. Go back and check it out.
So the noon, it means to have a seed, or to be a seed, and the seed is life. So the noon is the seed of life. And then you know what follows with it. You got birth. Birth comes with seeds. You got plants that come with seeds. So planting things to nurture and to care. So you know when you got seeds in life, you gotta nurture and care them to grow. And then it's like another form of a seed is to become born. So it's like that all falls from when the symbol like of a noon says a seed, it all grab everything within that. So then you put it all together. You got the noon, the tav, and the het, the tav, and the noon.
The tav, like the tav, like the 10th type of tav.
Like
T-I-T-H-E.
Yep, the tav, and this spelled with a T-A-V.
Oh, the tav.
Because the Hebraic letter, it'll show like a tav, the olive, and the it'll show a final form of like almost like pronunciations of a W, but it looked like a V. But that's how they write in the Yiddish Hebrew. Like they
okay, that's Hebrew. Okay.
But overall, like with the het meaning life and breath, and then the tav meaning to consume, break down, destroy, or observe, or fulfill, or it can be to consume, it can be to feed, or to satisfy, to fully satisfy. And that's what the tav is. And then the noon being the seed of life, you put all that together, you got to give one's, so basically a wedding or a marriage is basically to give one's life to only exist, to fully, entirely, and to fully satisfy and nurture the seed of that life. Become or being born and complete, being born to become complete. And that's what it means to be married. And basically when I put like marriage with it, like in the beginning, like married, say if I was married to somebody, when we say we're married to the Most High, well, I was going to use an example saying people married to their businesses or their brand.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use the Most High, for example.
Yeah, that's the best example.
Like to give one's life to only exist, to fulfill entirely.
Matter of fact, that should be your first marriage.
With the Most High, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, to the Most High, to God, because he said, he the one that said that he's coming back for the bridegroom.
Mm-hmm.
So if you married to your business, then he come back for the bridegroom. That ain't who he coming back for somebody who married to their business. He coming back for the bridegroom, the bride that's married, that's married to him. Yeah. So even that marriage, go ahead. Yeah, you was saying like that. You was connecting the marriage. Yeah. He was married to the Most High.
Yeah. So basically, of that topic, because anybody could be married. Somebody could be married to the wrong thing. Mm-hmm. So that mean they just giving their life to exist, to fulfill an energy, to satisfy a seed of another life or of a specific life. Now a life of envy or a life of love, or you can have life happiness, joy, but sowing that seed into that life, and that's what you nurturing.
Mm-hmm.
And basically with the Most High, nurturing his laws, nurturing his love, nurturing his words. So it's like being able to exist and fully, entirely satisfy and nurture the seed of the Most High that he lays. And that's being married to the Most High. When you constantly living fully, and that's even with man and woman. When a man marries a woman, his role is to give his life to entirely exist, to fulfill and to satisfy and nurture and care for her. And that's like, I'm okay. And even if it was like, say if somebody's even meeting somebody, that's still a spark of attempting at gaining a bride, because it literally, it was a term that I ran into. What term was it? It was not Yasha. It had a dollar in it. it was a word that had a Dalit based. Oh yeah, Eden.
Mm-hmm.
So Eden, when you look at the root words of Eden, and like in the Hebrew context, when it's spelled with the aleph, a Dalit, and a noon. And basically putting all those together, you got, not an aleph, sorry, it's an ayin, the letter ayin. So ayin, dalit, and noon. The ayin means the eye, and that literally means to see or vision. And then the dalit means a door. Whenever we got a door, it's always to close something off. And we could either be inside or outside of the door. And then you got the function of going through the door, going in and out of the door. And then the last one is a noon. It was a final noon, I believe. But the noon,
I-O-N or
E-D-N.
Oh, E-D-N.
Yeah,
okay.
them the root letters for Eden.
Yeah, okay, for Eden, gotcha.
And the noon, that's life, breath, or a seed, seed, or the seed of life. So when you put all that together, like with Eden, it means to the Eden, or basically same thing as marriage when it was first mentioned around the term of Eden. It means to have vision, to have a vision inside of the doors, inside the doors of a life, to literally have a vision inside the doors of a life. And the doors of a life to a human being or to humanity is our bodies, because once somebody cross our bodies, they have access to our minds, our organs. So that's our door where the Most High dwells. And to like marry, and for a man to marry a woman is for him to basically be saying that I see vision inside of the door, not from outside of it, but I see vision from within. Seeing the vision and seeing the image from within. And if you see somebody from within, you basically learning what they like to eat, where they sleep, and it's like basically like you entering the home of someone.
So would this have any association with, and it kind of ties into with Adam and Eve being in the Garden of Eden, where they was within the garden where they had everything they need, and it was also, I would say, the first marriage.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the first marriage.
The first marriage, and it was within the Garden of Eden where they had, this is where they slept, everything they needed to eat. They had total access. And being within the garden.
That's powerful. Yeah, literally, like, because, and within that, the role of that marriage, they was basically, when they had got married, or when that marriage was established, they basically had said and set with the Most High that that they have a vision within the doors of each other's lives.
Mm-hmm.
And Adam was given the ability to name the animals or name the creatures, and to know the creatures. And
Adam would be the more Hebrew word or any name for Adam. So that would mean the same thing. But if you read in the Bible, if somebody just read that, it's gonna say Adam. But it's really, you do more research and delve into it more, it's gonna be Adam, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Adamah like is another extension from Adam, and Adamah just means earth.
Oh wow, yeah, that is powerful. That is powerful, because Adam or Adam, Eve, when they was in the garden, they were, at that time, he gave them dominion over the earth.
Mm-hmm.
He had total dominion over the earth. He gave it. Yeah, wow, that is powerful, man.
Even with the Hebraic function of the origin letters with Adam, you got the Aleph, the Dalet, and you got a Mem. I believe it's a final Mem, or just I gotta look at it, but it ends with a Mem, and the Aleph stands for that strength, the power, the source, the creator. So the strength of the door, which is control, because you're able to like go in and out. So the strength of control. And then the last letter was the Mem, meaning water. So water is literally, this is where we get the word like shalom from, or like peace. Because water has to be chaotic in order to become peaceful. Even when words are spoken or light is being given, that's sonoluminescence. Water being heated and excited, and a sound wave trapping air, or trapping a space, or forming a bubble, basically like Genesis, creating a space between the waters. And when you look at sonoluminescence, that's what happens when the sound waves, when you trap a bubble within water, that sound wave can trap it, and then it creates it. You can excite the sound wave so much that it starts to create a star, and then you just have a star just sitting there beaming, and a light created just from water and sound. So to speak is to create.
Wow, and that is powerful, man. You got water and sound creating light, and that's almost kind of like you said, like even a star or something like that. That's created, man. It's because it's still like the firmament that we live within. Water above and water beneath.
Right, for real. And that's what I always found so beautiful about like studying, continuously observing like everything in the Most High, to be able to just see like, oh, like water, or literally like our water is everywhere, or our liquids are what we made of. And I learned that when it's saying to become nothing, to become everything. Literally to become nothing, to become everything. And basically becoming nothing would be, not saying you don't know nothing, but becoming nothing, I would say that would be me. That would be me like shadowing knowledge, or being a shadow of knowledge. Basically everywhere I go, it's like it's reflecting off of me, and it's hovering over me and covering me. And if I walk in that reflection, now I'm a shadow. So to be a reflection, it was a term that was literally like, what was it? It was a term that literally meant, okay, what was it? Righteousness, or it was a term that defined to be righteous. But basically, to be upright. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Equity. I was studying the term equity. This the one I didn't write down. But equity basically means to stand upright. When you look at the Hebrew concordance of it, the Hebrew concordance of it, it's basically telling justice. It's saying equity is justice. And then you go into the law, into like any law dictionary, then you see that the equity laws in court of equity, they are based off of justice and based off of doing right. And that's literally what equity means. Like in the Hebraic expression, it means to do right. And then you go into the root word of when you get that concordance, I forgot the word, but then you literally get the definition of to stand straight up, or to be straight up. And that's basically like
I'm always straight up, man. I'm straight up. I'm always 100. Be like straight up, man. That's what, like when you look at it, we use terms and stuff sometimes, man, and we use them as slang and there's different things, but actually we don't even know, like, what something actually means. And so that's the power of the tongue, man. A lot of times you just got to be careful what you say, because you don't even necessarily know exactly what you're saying or what it might mean. And the power of the tongue is life and death, and your words will ultimately create and form the world around you because of what you're speaking and what you're saying. So you certainly got to, man, definitely got to be careful, man, in what you say. You got to be straight up.
Yeah.
And even when I think about the equity of a home, you know, we look at that as not looking at it from a spiritual standpoint and a biblical. When you saying that's something that, you know, it's straight up. When you talking about you got equity, that's because the value is going upwards. It's more than it was when you initially purchased the home. Now over time, as you've owned it or possibly even nurtured it and maybe even invested more into it, it begins to establish and build even more equity. Now, you know, something that was valued at one amount is now later has equity built into it, meaning that it has increased in value, that the value in it has gone up. Upwards. Yeah, absolutely. And that's powerful.
That's a beautiful connection.
Yeah.
Even with the word bet, when people like, oh yeah, bet, like all right, bet, they be like that. Bet means house in Hebrew. Like bet, that literally means house.
Yeah, bet like B-E-T. Wow.
And then the Yiddish, I believe they spell it like a B-E-Y-T, but the same thing, bet.
Yeah, for sure.
But it means house. Some people like, okay, bet. Like, okay, house. Okay, home. So it make it more. Even with hen, when y'all been calling me hen for my nickname my whole life.
Yeah.
Come to find out, hen means favor and grace. And that's in Genesis 8:1, right there. Genesis 8:1, when the Most High found grace upon Noah, or what people know as Noah.
Yeah.
And I thought it was always beautiful and significant how those letters always tied into my name, like HN, like hen, like, and HN is the two letters for hen. And then the RY, when I had found out like what Raya means, like even though it was Henry, but going in and finding out like the strength, adding an olive to it,
yeah,
I seen Raya, and Raya means compassion, or to it means companionship. My bad. Yeah. So companionship, and then Ed. I always thought it was significant when my middle name was Delano at birth. And Del also is the beginning of like the. So when you got, and even in Spanish, they got Del. If you say Del, you're saying the or something like that. And when you take it to the Hebraic expression, it go back to El, or El, and El goes back to Elohim. So I'm like, So I just put it all together. And it was Hen, Raya, Ed.
Yeah.
And then it just really, it literally meant to find favor, or to have favor and companionship in the spirit. Because Ruach, when you see the last name Ro, it ain't far from Ro. When I looked at it, I said Ro, and then I started going into looking at it.
Yeah.
Ru, then I seen where that branched off from Ru, and then I went and looked up the concordance to Ru, and I see Ruach. I'm like, spirit.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's beautiful. So to find favor and companionship in the spirit.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I'm finna stop this video. It's about 20 minutes, but I think it's some good teaching, man. I'm gonna put this on there on my social media.
Sure because
there's some good teaching, man. Great Jews, and it's an honor and a privilege to be able to chop it up like this. And I done told you this before, man, to be able to talk like this with my son.
Especially, talking to my Abba about the Most High as a blessing and a favor in my life. And
Absolutely.
And that's always an honor.
And I think
all
most
glory to
people,
Yah.
even outside of having a father-son relationship, man, I think more people should be able I think more people should be able to, I guess, because even though our form of belief, our belief system may not be exactly the same, we still honor the Father, God, the Father, the Most High, you know, and in my belief system, of course, is Yeshua, Yahuwah. Now in 2,000 years later, we're using the name Jesus. So that's what I adhere to in terms of my belief system. But even your belief system in Yah and the way but the names that you honor the Father in, you know, our belief system is not exactly lined up the same, but it's still a great thing to be able to get knowledge and communicate and still, you know, not argue. And people like to argue their belief system. Well, this is right and that ain't, instead of just taking nuggets and value out of what truths might be in somebody else's belief system, man, or what they might believe. And so, especially if it's still related to God the Father, and you're not going outside into
divide it, right?
Exactly. You're not going outside and talking about, like, I don't know, a Buddha or a different type of.
Even with them, you can't even discuss the basic principles of the Most High, and they will still get it.
Yeah.
Because, like, the Most High, he based off of completeness and entirety and fullness and full satisfaction of life. And
that's awesome.
And that's number one, because number one is indivisible. Number one, you take one, you can't make up one can't divide. Well, you can't divide no other number into one. Well, one can make up all any other number. One can make a million, a trillion, a billion, zillion. Yeah. One can add up and go all the way to that.
One times one is one times a million.
just by multiplying that by that number. So that shows how strong the Most High is.
Right.
And then it's indivisible. He can't be divided. So if one is indivisible and it can't be divided, but can make up all numbers, that means it's all knowing. Because it know everything about a million, it know everything about a zillion, it know everything about 100 million.
Man, that's crazy. Because I didn't even think about that when I was putting my name on, username on TikTok or whatever, the handle or whatever. Now it's like role model T1, but I got the T, and then but my name Tone, but I got the T, but I got the O as a 0 N-E, as opposed to T-O-N-E, but T-0-N-E, but it still look like Tone, but it also is
the significance
one.
Of the one, the significance of being entire and complete.
Yeah, and, I was wondering, like, the body of the Lord had gave it to me like that, man. That's powerful.
It's in a stage of life where you are indivisible, you're undivided.
Yeah.
You're complete, and you're pushing to entirety. And
I didn't even really realize that, man. So just having this discussion even opened up more. You know, this gave me more insight even onto why the Lord even just give you certain stuff. You might not even know it right away, right then. But yeah. All right, I'm gonna shut this down so we can pay attention to where we're going. Hope this bless somebody, man. Take some notes, check it out. Some nuggets, some gems in this video. Post this, me and my son chopping it up on our morning ride. But yeah, say what up, though.
Peace and love and blessings, and may prosperity, peace,
amen,
and tranquility always be in your favor in your life. Continue to meditate, continue to love Yah, and continue to press forward in spirit, and keep faith, because that's the first thing. Faith is where you're tested at, your faith. I'm gonna get in a whole nother conversation talking about the Hebraic word of faith.
Yeah, but go check him out. He on TikTok and got some teachings and stuff on there. That's powerful. Go check him out. What's your handle on there, Ian? HEN?
Yep. On there you can check me out. Hen on Facebook, HEN, Ruach, RUACH. And then on TikTok, I'm at Book of July. You go on there and see my name Hen, but you would just find it as Book of July. And I thank you all. Like, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, like, being able to speak to y'all and share what me and my father speak, and to share what me and my father speak and our passion for the Most High. Literally, like, I wake up day and night thinking about y'all. I wake up day and night just wanting to observe, to be a leader in the Most High. So that's being a great father, learning from my father, loving my mother, rest her loving soul, and my heavenly mother, being able to stay connected to the divine universe and be able to always, before y'all leave, I want to tell y'all this real quick. Esh means fire, and Esh, you can't divide Esh or fire from energy. Energy is a heat. Energy gives off, when you get close to a fire, you feel it near your hand, and it gets hot. You can feel that getting hot. So heat is an energy, and energy is what? Spirit. And spirit is thought. So whenever you're thinking, whenever you're creating heat constantly within this life, you're always creating the heat, creating the energy, and that is reciprocated. That heat, that level of heat, and we find gold. So when the pressure turned up, we only become finer because we find gold. So that's beautiful, and that's all I wanted to tell y'all, man. Love, aha, peace and love and blessings.
That's what's up. Tap in with y'all. DDP, Don't Die Prayer. Peace.